Mach 5. That's 3,800 miles per hour, mile every second. A missile traveling so fast that the air in front of it turns to plasma. China has been building hypersonic missiles for a decade. Russia claims to have them deployed. Now, the United States Navy has one of its own. It's called the Conventional Prompt Strike Weapon, and it can reach any target on Earth in under 30 minutes. No nuclear warhead, no warning, no defense. China has no escape. Let's start with the basics. What makes a weapon hypersonic? Anything above Mach 5, 5 times the speed of sound. At sea level, that's about 3,800 miles an hour. At altitude, where the air is thinner, it's slightly different. But the point is, it's fast enough that current air defense systems can't stop it. The Tomahawk cruise missile? Mach 0.7. An SM-2 air defense missile? Mach 3.5. A ballistic missile? Mach 15 to 20. But it follows a predictable arc that defenders can calculate. A hypersonic glide vehicle? Mach 5 to 20, but here's the critical difference. It maneuvers. A ballistic missile goes up, comes down, like throwing a rock. You can predict where it'll land and put a defender in the way. A hypersonic glide vehicle launches on a ballistic trajectory, then separates and glides through the upper atmosphere, pulling lateral maneuvers, changing course, making it nearly impossible to track or intercept. This is the nightmare scenario for China's air defenses. Their HQ-9 system, China's equivalent of the Patriot, is designed to intercept ballistic threats. Predictable arcs, known trajectories. A maneuvering hypersonic glide vehicle at Mach 5? The HQ-9 can't even track it, let alone shoot it down. So what exactly is the Navy building? And how close is it to deployment? The Navy's hypersonic program is called Conventional Prompt Strike, CPS. The Army's version of the same weapon is called the Long Range Hypersonic Weapon, ARRW, codename Dark Eagle. Same missile, same warhead, different launch platform. At the heart of both programs is the Common Hypersonic Glide Body, CHGB. This is the business end, a wedge-shaped aerodynamic vehicle that rides on top of a 2-stage solid-fuel booster rocket. The booster accelerates the CHGB to hypersonic speed and lofts it into the upper atmosphere. Then the glide body separates and begins its terminal approach, ascending at Mach 5+ while maneuvering to evade defenses. The warhead is conventional, not nuclear. This is critical. Why? Because the whole point of CPS is to give the president a way to strike high-value, time-sensitive targets anywhere in the world without crossing the nuclear threshold. Think about what that means. A terrorist leader identified in a compound in Yemen, a mobile missile launcher about to fire in North Korea, a Chinese carrier group approaching Taiwan. With Tomahawk, you need 90 minutes. The target can move. With CPS, 30 minutes or less, to anywhere, and the target cannot evade a Mach 5 maneuvering warhead. A Navy ship in the Western Pacific armed with CPS can hold targets in China, North Korea, Russia's Pacific coast, and Southeast Asia at risk, simultaneously, from international waters, without entering anyone's air defense zone. The range is estimated at 1,700 plus nautical miles, roughly 2,000 statute miles. That's Washington, D.C. to Denver in under half an hour. But here's where it gets really interesting. The Navy chose a very specific ship to carry this weapon first. Choice is brilliant. The USS Zumwalt, the most expensive destroyer ever built. The ship the Navy almost canceled. A program that was cut from 32 ships to just 3. And now, it's about to become the most feared surface combatant on the ocean. The Zumwalt class was designed as a land attack destroyer with 2 massive advanced gun systems, 155mm cannons that could fire precision-guided shells 60 miles inland. Problem? The ammunition cost $800,000 per round. The Navy canceled the ammo program. Suddenly, the Zumwalt had 2 giant guns that couldn't fire. So the Navy did something clever. They ripped out the guns and replaced them with 4 large-diameter missile tubes, each one capable of holding 3 CPS hypersonic missiles. That's up to 12 hypersonic missiles on a single destroyer. And here's why the Zumwalt is the perfect platform. The Zumwalt is the stealthiest surface warship ever built. Its tumble-home hull, composite deckhouse, and radar-absorbing materials give it a radar cross-section comparable to a fishing boat. A fishing boat carrying 12 hypersonic missiles. Imagine you're the Chinese Navy. Your radar screen shows what looks like a small commercial vessel in the Philippine Sea. You ignore it. And 12 hypersonic missiles, unstoppable, maneuvering, traveling at Mach 5, appear from the direction of that fishing boat. By the time you realize what happened, your aircraft carrier is already hit. The first Zumwalt, DDG-1000, began CPS integration modifications. The Navy expects initial operation capability in the near term. When it deploys, the Zumwalt will transform from the Navy's most expensive mistake into its most lethal platform. But China isn't just sitting around waiting. They've built their own hypersonics. So, how does CPS compare? The hypersonic weapons race is the most intense arms competition since the nuclear arms race of the 1960s. Right now, 3 nations are leading. China, the DF-ZF hypersonic glide vehicle mounted on the DF-17 medium-range ballistic missile, operational since 2019, range estimated at 1,200 miles, designed specifically to target U.S. carrier groups. China also tested a fractional orbital bombardment system in 2021, a hypersonic vehicle that orbited the Earth before striking. That test stunned U.S. intelligence officials. Russia, the 3M-22 Zircon, a ship-launched hypersonic cruise missile, Mach 8+, range estimated at 600 miles, already deployed on Russian frigates and submarines. And the Avangard, a hypersonic glide vehicle designed to carry nuclear warheads at Mach 20+. Russia claims it's deployed on ICBMs. So where does the US stand? Honestly, behind. The US was late to the hypersonic game. While China and Russia were testing glide vehicles in the 2010s, the US was still focused on missile defense and precision-guided conventional weapons. The CPS/LRHW program is designed to close that gap fast. But it's not just CPS. The US has multiple hypersonic programs in development. The Air Force's ARRW, Air-Launched Rapid Response Weapon, air-breathing hypersonic missiles for B-52 bombers. DARPA's HAWC, Hypersonic Air-Breathing Weapon Concept, a scramjet-powered cruise missile, and classified programs that the public doesn't know about. The Pentagon's hypersonic budget exceeds $4 billion per year. The message is clear. The United States will have hypersonic weapons on ships, on submarines, on aircraft. And when that arsenal is complete, the US military will be able to strike any target on Earth at Mach 5 from platforms the enemy can't even see. But can these weapons actually be stopped? And what does it mean for the future of naval warfare? Short answer? Not yet. Current missile defense systems, Patriot, THAAD, Aegis, BMD, are optimized for ballistic trajectories. They predict where the warhead will be and place an interceptor in its path. Against a maneuvering hypersonic glide vehicle, the math breaks down. The problem is threefold. Speed. The target is moving faster than most interceptors. Maneuverability. The target changes course unpredictably. And altitude. Hypersonic glide vehicles fly in the glide zone between 40 and 100 kilometers altitude, which is too high for most surface-to-air missiles and too low for exoatmospheric interceptors. But the US is working on solutions. The Glide Phase Interceptor, GPI, is being developed specifically to engage hypersonic threats. It would be launched from Aegis destroyers using the existing VLS system. Space-based sensors. A hypersonic and ballistic tracking space sensor constellation will provide persistent tracking of hypersonic weapons from orbit, giving defenders more warning time. And directed energy weapons. Lasers powerful enough to damage or destroy a hypersonic vehicle in flight are in early development. But for now, Right now, there's no reliable defense against a hypersonic glide vehicle, which means whoever has them wins. And the US Navy is about to have them. Mach 5, a mile per second, anywhere on Earth in under 30 minutes. Maneuvering, unpredictable, unstoppable. The conventional prompt strike weapon is the most significant addition to the Navy's arsenal since the Tomahawk. Mounted on the stealthiest destroyer ever built, capable of sinking any ship, destroying any bunker, eliminating any target, without crossing the nuclear threshold. China has built a wall of missiles to keep the US Navy out of the Western Pacific. The CPS is the hammer that breaks through that wall. Escape. And if you want to see a Navy missile that can reach space and destroy satellites, check out this video on the SM-3.